Hello everyone, welcome to Task IS. Today we will cover last chapter under Unit 11, that is biological and socio-ecological factors that are influencing fecundity, fertility, natality and mortality. So there are 4 terms mentioned in this unit. We will discuss each one of them and associated factors. All the PDFs for all lectures of ethics as well as for anthropology are given in our Telegram channels, and link of that channel is given in description of video. So enjoy those PDFs as well, and this is request that you should share these videos so that they can also benefit from our inputs. So please like, share and subscribe Task IS. Let's start today's session. Firstly, what is fecundity and fertility? We have discussed these terms in Unit 11.1. Now we will discuss them in detail. As fecundity and fertility both are related terms, so we will discuss them in integrated way. So first is fecundity. Fecundity shows potential of woman to bear child. So this shows potential. Focus on this keyword. If she is not able to bear child, then she is infecund. This is another term. And if fertile woman or a fecund woman can bear a child in around 9 months, so this is gestation period. Sometimes fertile and fecundity, these two terms are used interchangeably. So have a bearing that first clear difference between these two terms, and if books are using them interchangeably, then at that point probably both of these have some similar factors. That's why they are using interchangeably. So if reproductive age of women is considered as 15 to 49 years, because at around 12 to 13 years of age menarche will happen, and at the age of 45 to 50 menopause will happen, and during this intermediate stage women have fertile time period. She has potential during that time to bear a child. So if we go by the time period, then of course she can bear around 20 children. And in past time, during our grandparents or greater grandparents, we have seen in our society as well that some women have around 8 to 10 children. Thus, women can have around 20 children as well during her fertile time period, but this is fecundity. That means this is potential, but there are some limitations, some factors influence her potential. That's why now fertility, that is actual production of children, is limited, and in today's era only 2 or 3 children you will see in any family. That's why fertility of womb is much less. So fecundity can be very high, but fertility is less. Now what is fertility? Now this is actual number of children a woman have in her life. Now it differs from fecundity. There are several biological, social, economic factors that affect fertility as well as fecundity pattern, but here main point is that fecundity is influenced by only physiological factors, whereas fertility is influenced by both physiological as well as social cultural factors. Now we will discuss all factors about these. If you have any doubt regarding difference between fertility and fecundity, then you should watch this video as well as 11.1 to have a clear idea regarding this topic. Now factors influencing both fecundity and fertility, because physiological factors are common that have influence on both. Now some of the factors are age at menarche. That means if some girls start menstruating cycle at the age of 11 years, then they have higher fertility period. That means 11 to consider, let's 45 age of menopause, then she will have higher fertility period as compared to someone who have 15 age of menarche, and greater the fertility time period, then there is more chances of having high fertility. Now similar is the case of menopause. What is menarche, what is menopause, we have discussed them in unit 11.2. so you can revise those lectures. Simply menarche is appearance of first menstrual cycle and menopause is pause of menstrual cycle. So have a clear idea regarding these two terms. So if there is earlier or advanced menopause, then the time period of fertility will be reduced. Now next factor is primary sterility. Fertility shows actual number of production of children. So sterility shows that there is absence of innate capacity of production. That means here sterility is related to word fertile. I hope you have listened these words, fertile or fertile, these are opposite to each other. So fertile word shows characteristics of production or greenery, but fertile shows lack of reproductive capacity. So if someone has this fertile nature or lack reproductive capacity, then of course his potential is zero in this case. Now reproductive stage, someone maybe have potential, but if their product is wasted, then their potential output is decreased. For example, due to abortion or stillbirth. Stillbirth shows that birth of a dead young ones. So due to these two factors, now fertility pattern in society or in any country will be impacted. Now we have discussed physiological factors which influence both fertility as well as fecundity. Now we will discuss socio-cultural factors, and these socio-cultural factors impact mainly fertility. Now firstly, age of entry into sexual union, or you can say age of marriage. Now in our country there is discussion going on regarding increasing age of marriage or have a equal age of marriage for both men as well as women, because presently in our country 21 and 18, these are respective age for boys as well as for girls. So in light of rising equality demand, now there is focus on equating this marital age. Generally it was observed that in less developed societies or in Asian societies there is less age of marriage, but in developed societies where there is focus more on individualism, so that everyone can earn for himself or for his or her family, then they will think about marriage. So they have generally higher age of marriage. Now permanent celibacy, this is rising trend in our society, that individuals who have more focused on their freedom, they want less responsibilities, and this result into less rate of marriage or having mating. And in developed countries this is observed that people are preferring celibacy. Although celibacy can have religion relations as well, we will discuss it later. Now unions broken by divorce, separation or desertion. So there are some cases, especially in developed societies, where individuals don't want to bound by social regulations or familial responsibilities. They separate with each other and have high number of separated families. Similar case of is rising number of widows, and sometimes they don't want to remarry again. So these issues led to decrease in fertility. Now voluntary abstinence must means there are some voluntary decisions to avoid pregnancies. For example, if there is reason of higher education or employment, now women are focusing more on their career, their employments, and that's why now fertility rates are decreasing. Now involuntary abstinence, That means there are some regions which are involuntary, and due to those regions fertility rate is decreasing. For example, impotence, that means they are not able to produce. Secondly, illness or unavoidable regions, for example divorce or separation for a temporary period. So these cases also led to decrease in fertility rate. Now coital frequency, that means how frequently partners have sexual relations. So this frequency also influence fertility, and there are some factors like diet, temperature, humidity, or prevalence of certain diseases which impact this frequency rate. And even in present times, presence of entertainment methods like social media or internet, these also have influence in determining fertility rates. In less developed societies, providing television or radio is considered as one of the method to decrease population rate. Now fecundity or infecundity as affected by voluntary causes. Although social or economic factors don't have direct impact on fecundity, but these social factors will impact biological factors, and later on these biological factors will determine fecundity. That means indirectly how social factors have influence, we will discuss them. Now surgical operations of tubectomy or vasectomy, these are permanent methods of sterilization. So if someone is doing this, then their fecundity is reduced to 0. And use of these sterilization method will depend on socio-cultural or socio-economic factors. For example, access to these sterilization methods, their technology, presence of infrastructures like hospitals, their awareness regarding these methods, and later on patriarchal attitude, because whether this sterilization method will be applied only to females or equally both to female as well as male, these will be decided by social factors or patriarchal attitude. Now fetal mortality from involuntary causes, that means if abortion happen, then fertility will automatically reduce. Similarly, there may be case of induced abortion. So here better word will be miscarriage. So due to voluntary or involuntary causes, there can be abortion cases which led to decrease in fertility. Now similarly, temporary or permanent methods of sterilization, now their awareness and accessibility will depend on social as well as economic factors. Now attitudinal or motivational factors, now you can use demographic theories that we have discussed in 11.2, where different thinkers mentioned about how when societal status is decreased, now families will focus on decreasing size of their family, or when aspiration of individuals will increase, they tend to reduce family size because they will analyze cost benefit analysis of having more children. So these factors again decrease fertility rates. Now religion or caste, societies like India will have some extra factors which determine fertility rates. Generally it was observed that caste, especially in lower caste like scheduled caste or scheduled tribes, have higher fertility rates because they have less accessibility of infrastructure facilities and they have high mortality rate. So to compensate them, they have high fertility rates. And second reason can be they are mostly engaged in rural activities, especially in agricultural activities, and they have this conception of more hand means more workforce to participate in agriculture. So this have impact. Now religion, although religious activities maybe in Hinduism, Buddhism or in Islam, they promote higher fertility rates, but some people prefer to become monk or bhikshu. That's why it led to reduced in fertility rates, because they will not participate in sexual relations. Now fertility rate for India in 2019 was 2.2, but according to 2011 census it is 2.4. So you can use this data while writing answers regarding fertility or fecundity. Now natality, this is next term which is mentioned. So natality simply means birth rate, and this is calculated by ratio of total live births divided by total population of that particular area over a specific period of time. So it is expressed as childbirths per 1000 people. For example, we calculate mortality rate or birth rate over a reference number of population. Similarly, is birth rate is calculated. So according to census of India 2011, India has crude birth rate of 21.8. Again, you can use these data here and there. Now natality is generally absolute natality or realized natality. We can divide it into two. Absolute natality shows that number of birth in a time period in a given particular area under ideal conditions. That means now there is absence of external factors which can decrease fertility rate, and these external factors can be competition or less number of resources like food, water, and also now disease factors or infant mortality. These will be not calculated. In realized natality means now the actual or real natality will be calculated. Here the environmental pressure will also be counted. That means here actual birth rate minus death due to environmental pressure or impact of environment on these young ones will be calculated to identify realized natality. Now importance of natality. So natality means birth rate. So if there is birth rate, then it will add numbers to our given population or that society. It will increase size of our population and it will further increase population density. It will maintain continuity of population, and you can mention that natality specifically in human case will help in evolving human being as a species, because more the birth rate, then there is chances of having more variations, and that will add in evolution as well. So you can mention this point as well. Now generally observe that if there is small size of population, then there is higher natality rate or higher birth rate. Now along with mortality rate, natality rate is also considered to identify dynamics of a population, how natural rate of growth of population is working. That means they will find out what is birth rate and then decide what is mortality rate, and this will give actual dynamics of population or whether population is increasing or population is decreasing. Now birth rate is also included for identify policy formulation as well as implementation in any country. For example, Italy and Malaysia, they have less birth rate, and now they are focusing on incentivizing their people so that they will focus on producing more. You can also write about some countries like Japan or South Korea. They have less birth rate, so they also need to focus on having more people so that they will have workforce to maintain high growth rate in economy as well. Now if you see other side, countries like China, they have adopted one child policy so that birth rate can be reduced. Similarly, India, with a more gradual, a more democratic approach, India is providing various kinds of contraceptive pills, awareness regarding sterilization methods so that birth rate can be reduced. especially in states like Uttar Pradesh or Bihar where there is higher birth rate, and they have total fertility rate is around 2.5 and or 2.4, and which is much higher as compared to total fertility rate average, that is 2.2 in our country. Now, factors affecting natality. So you can mention all factors that have impacted our fecundity or fertility. You can mention all of them here because same social factors or same biological factors will determine birth rate in any country. Now, mortality. This is last term mentioned in our unit. So mortality means state of being subject to death, and according to WHO, who has defined it officially as death is a permanent disappearance of evidences of life at any time after birth has taken place. So focus on keyword that after birth has taken place. That means they are counting only postnatal death. That means if abortion is happened or if there is birth of a dead one, that will be not calculated in counting mortality. So this is important term. Now, as we have seen in natality, similar is the case of mortality, that mortality, fertility or natality or migration, these helpful in determining dynamics of population or how population is changing. You can also relate with it demographic transition that we have discussed earlier. So these concepts will help in identifying demographic transition of a population. Now there are various ways to calculate mortality rate. For example, infant mortality, maternal mortality. I hope you know about these terms from your GS knowledge, so you can write about them as well with data. Now, crude death rate. This is one of the simplest method, and this according to 2011 census is 7 point per thousand population for India. So you can mention this data. Now, what are causes of higher death rates? Some causes are present in today's time as well, but some were present in earlier societies. For example, famines and food shortage. This is not a bigger situation in present times. There are some countries and lakhs of population who sleep hungry in today's time also, but this is not an issue for majority of population. And these famines were happened because of war, inflation or crop failure or natural disasters, etc. And due to them there is cases of malnutrition, starvation, epidemic, and all this led to increased mortality. Now epidemics, you can start with corona as well. Widespread communicable disease like malaria, plague, corona, etc., which takes time in developing vaccines. So that's why mortality rates are higher. Now recurrent wars, you can mention about World War 1, 2, or even instances of Cold Wars. So all this led to increased mortality rate, poor sanitary conditions. Due to that, people suffer for communicable disease and lose their lives. Factors affecting infant mortality. There are higher incidences of infant mortality. That's why I am discussing it separately. So there are two factors. Firstly, genetic, and secondly, environmental factors. These genetic factors are endogenous because for any infant, these endogenous factors are intrauterine environmental factors. And these relates to weight at birth of an individual or multiple births of a woman, because that led to lower level of nutrients, or other disease like anemia that have impact on health of an young ones. Now premature births, for example 7 months baby or 8 months baby, they will have higher chances of getting diseased. Now another factor, especially in less developed countries, is that younger age woman gets pregnant and that's why they will not in a situation to understand requirements of pregnancy as well as care of young ones, because they themselves are child. Now, exogenous or environmental factors, so these are those factors which impact a young ones after his or her birth. So these are some social, cultural, economic, environmental factors. For example, lack of availability of hospitals. That's why now institutional delivery will be less. Lack of availability of medicines, higher cases of communicable disease, poor sanitation. So these are some of the factors. And another important factor is preference for male child, and that's why now ignorance of female child, and that led to decrease attention towards and an increase female infant mortality rates. So you can mention in biological as well as in socio-cultural point of view. Now, factors reducing mortality, because earlier there were higher mortality rates, but now mortality rates had reduced, and we have seen this in demographic transition as well, where graph has shown that how death rates or mortality rate has reduced with time. Now, there are many reasons. Firstly, agriculture revolution, for example, green revolution in India, and that provide food security. Similarly, there are now infrastructure available for food storage. That's why impact of natural hazards or disaster on food security has been reduced. Now, industrialization or increasing competition has led to decreased cost of production for various facilities, and this led to rise in standard of people. You can relate it with an example that how increasing mechanization has led to decreased cost of clothes, and this has provided a large number of people benefits of clothing. Now, increasing per capita income, because now poverty rates are decreased. This is due to various steps by government as well, where focus on inclusive development or poverty eradication program is very high. Now, increased standard of living, because education accessibility has increased, status of women is increased, and increased status of women has direct relationship with increasing accessibility of education, focus on hygiene practices in any family. Now, food supply or life expectancy, these also increased with more economic power to any family. Now, institutional deliveries with increase in physical infrastructures like hospitals and social infrastructure like accessibility of more doctors. Now, immunization program, for example, universal immunization program in India, or you can mention about Mission Indradhanush, so that have reduced chances of epidemic spread. Now, peace on earth by treaties. After World War II, luckily we don't have any major world wars, and that's why peace is established. So these are some of the reasons that why mortality rate has decreased. Now that's all for today. We have completed unit 11 as well. I hope you have enjoyed these lectures. Again, please like, share and subscribe Task IAS. I hope we will meet soon. Thank you so much.